Welcome to PBIS Forum 2018 and welcome to Chicago. I guess it's time for the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. I should have done that 2 minutes ago, right? Welcome everybody. My name is Lucille Eber. I'm proud to welcome you all to the 2018 PBIS Forum here in the wonderful Midwest, Chicago, Illinois. We are truly in Chicago as of last year and this year instead of being out at the airport. And we're happy to have you all here as we kick off our 2 days of learning. And we've been at this for 20 years with the National PBIS Center, with our fearless leaders for the past 20 years up on the screen there, and we thank them all for their leadership and for this opportunity to bring all of our learners and teachers together. We have quite a history. This one here goes back to 2002, and we've been started with a coaches forum and moved into a larger leadership forum over the years. And as you can see, we're actually up to about 2,200 participants here, and we have 48 states, 2 U.S. territories, and we have visitors from 4 additional countries. So as you meet people, welcome them, especially some of our out-of-the-country visitors who've come a long way to be here, almost as far as our people from Hawaii have come, right? And many thanks, of course, to the wonderful volunteers. How about that smooth breakfast? People in the hallways helping you, right? We are very thankful to all the volunteers, and you'll see them being helpful all day today and tomorrow. So again, express your appreciation using as specific of praise as possible. This forum, everybody always says, "Oh, Lucille, nice job," and I always say, yeah, it's not really me. I just happen to be in the coordinator role, but it's the teamwork that makes this all happen. Where's Cheryl? Cheryl Kennelly, where? Everybody, this is Cheryl. If you haven't met her online, you can meet her in person. Thank you, Cheryl. She's been with us the entire 20 years almost that we've been doing this, and it wouldn't be possible to pull this off without her experience and her knowledge and efficiency, and yet always gracious and polite, even under pressure. So thank you, Cheryl. We really appreciate all your leadership. In addition to that, Eileen and Gretchen and Brian and Sherry and Jennifer and Alana have been working nonstop, along with many others. And also a big acknowledgement to the PBIS National Center partners who are the strand leaders who pull together all the strands. As you know, this is a leadership forum hosted by the center. It's an activity of our Technical Assistance Center. And so all the partners make the choices about what's the latest, best, most important learning sessions that you can have. So a big shout out to all of our national partners who did all the work of putting the strands together. And of course, acknowledgments to all of our presenters, lead presenters, exemplar presenters, and poster session presenters. And once again, this is the final year of the current school climate transformation grantees. How many of you are here representing one of those grants? Raise up your hands. Wonderful. Welcome. We had a wonderful project directors meeting yesterday. Lots of learning. And you'll see our school climate transformation grant participants are in 9 of the breakout sessions and 22 of the poster sessions. So great learning and representation from them. So we hope you like this charming and historic hotel. It has old parts and new parts. We don't want anybody to be lost, and we like to pre-correct and prevent any problems. So on the app, which I hope you've all downloaded, PBIS 2018, we have not only a floor map, but written instructions on how to find the various rooms. So hopefully that will be helpful to you. There are a couple of little tricks to that. We're actually on 3 different levels this year instead of 4, so I think that's a bit of an improvement, Cheryl? We don't have 4 levels to deal with. The lower level, all the way down, are the salons. So if you're in a salon, you're not getting your hair done, but you are in the lower level. The second floor rooms, we're on the second floor right now. The second floor is a little confusing because there's the international ballroom and the grand ballroom. So we're in the international. You'll come back here tomorrow morning for the keynote. Across is the grand ballroom. It's really beautiful, smaller, an older part of the hotel. And then we have Boulevard A, B, and C are actually on the second floor, but they're a little tricky to get to from here, but they're easier to get to from downstairs. And then we're on the third floor, which are the names of the rooms with the Astoria, Joliet, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the 3 levels. In this international ballroom, when you come back here tomorrow, there's only one way to get here, and it's up those escalators, right? So we want you to do that, and as you know, that the food's all the way down, so it's 2 escalators up from breakfast, right? And the grand ballroom over here, I don't know if we have overflow people in there yet. Probably. It looks a little crowded in here. So greetings to anybody who's in the overflow room. We welcome you. And we are also going to have our poster session in there later today. And then our closing session tomorrow will be also in the grand ballroom. So it's across the hall. You can get there from the lobby using the stairs or the escalators. And if you're coming from your room, you can get off at level 2 and find your way to the grand ballroom. And if you have a breakout in International South, it's actually part of this room. And if you have one in the A block, you're going to need to exit so they can pull the air wall. Wait patiently and graciously in the hallway, and then we'll be able to let you back in. If you are going to Boulevard A or Boulevard B or C from here, you can actually cut through the grand ballroom across the hall if you'd like. If you need to get to Boulevard B and C and you're back down in the lobby, you can take the, there's stairs, or you can take the elevators to that one, right? Now to get to the lower levels from here, you can take the escalator down, and then again there's another escalator to take you all the way down to the lower level. If you're in your room or in the lobby and you want to get there, you can just take the elevator all the way down. So that's should be easy. Oh, third floor. I didn't do third floor yet. There are some stairs. If you're going to the third floor from here, there's some stairs right over here that you can take. That's the fastest way from here. And also, any elevator will take you to the third floor. So if you're going back down to the lobby, you can get there from here. And if you're confused, look for people who have name tags that say staff or volunteer. Brian Meyer took them on a scavenger hunt for yesterday and made them find all the rooms. And I think there was chocolate candy when they did find their room, you know, acknowledgments for their learning. So they're well versed in helping you find things, or if you need any help at all, if they don't know the answer, they will find somebody who will, right? Now, on to a little bit about the organization of the forum for your learning. We have 9 strands of topics, and this year we've added, I think it was a total of 19 breakouts, more than we had last year. And we don't have more people, right? We have actually maybe 100, 200 less people. So there's plenty of options. So for instance, if you're interested in classroom, don't all 5 of you go to the same classroom session. There's probably at least 3 classroom sessions in each of the breakouts. Same with mental health, high school. There's more than one option in all these strands spread out through the 5 blocks. We do want you to give us your feedback, not only about the individual sessions, but about the strands in general. And we have multiple ways. We've stepped up to QR codes, so those might be the easiest to do for a scan. The presenters hopefully have them in the PowerPoint, and you can access everything you need for giving us the feedback on the app. So, you know, take a look at that. And also the Q codes, right? So just a couple minutes on how to get the most out of this forum. This is really action-packed. The content is very deep, and there is a variety of types of sessions within each strand. For example, some of the sessions are indicated as appropriate for people who are new to PBIS. How many people here today are new to this event, this forum? Rob, give me a count here. 47%? Rob says 47% of you, okay? And we know that just because you're new to this forum, you may or may not be new to PBIS, but in the strands indicated for appropriate for people new to PBIS, we've asked the presenters to please make sure they cover the basics and make sure that the core features of PBIS are integrated into whatever content that you are doing. So please, take a look and read the sessions and read the audience and be deliberate, have a plan. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And of course, make new friends and have fun. To maximize your participation in the sessions, the presenters may prompt you with this slide, but if not, I will do that right now. Think about, with your team, where are you at in your implementation? Are you struggling with Tier 2? Are you exploring how to integrate mental health in? Have you had a new fire set under the hearts of your high school teachers and you want to delve into the high school topics? Know what it is that you hope to learn and be pre-corrected for yourself about how to take the notes and take the information back to your team. The people who benefit the most from this forum operate in a team format. And everybody don't all go to the same session, and spread out even, there's across the strands, there's some cross-pollination of topics. So for example, in the Tier 2 strand, you'll find a session on check-in, check-out for kids with internalizing mental health concerns, and it's not even necessarily in the mental health strand. So, pay attention to the content and really focus on what it is you want to learn and where you're at in the implementation process. We're believers in the stages of implementation, so knowing where you're at. So for example, if you're exploring the integration of restorative practices or mental health, or if you've already adopted or already installed them, you may choose different sessions based on the descriptors that we provide you on the app for each of the sessions. If you're in full implementation and you're coaches, there's also sessions designed for that, and several of them have more of a panel format for you to consider, right? Now, we do provide for you, they are in the hard copy of the program book, and they are accessible at the website and through the app and online, the planning worksheets. And it's really helpful, and we do give you a little block of planning team time right after this opening session if you haven't done this already. We've sent out multiple prompts by email, so hopefully many of you have already done some self-assessment with your team about what have you already accomplished and what are your priorities. And there are sections in the worksheet for note-taking and high-priority items for you to bring back to your team, and of course the action planning. So the first page of the worksheet looks like this, with the 3 tattoos that you may need later, right, in terms of the blueprint and thinking about the strategic system features. And the sessions are across all the tiers, and they address systems, practices, and data. And we actually gave you a self-assessment planning sheet where you can list your current implementation activities and rate them. And the most important column for this morning is who are you assigning to go to which session in those columns on the worksheet, right? And then this allows you to plan out the entire day and a half of sessions so that your team can make sure that they hit all their priority items. And then these are for the individual people in the sessions, if this is helpful to you, in terms of what did you learn, what do you want to accomplish, how will we go about doing it, and then you'll have other team times. The next longest team time block is attached to lunch. We have a really action-packed long day. We do a day and a half of nonstop to get you out of here early for the weekend on Friday afternoon. And so that lunch is a little bit later. It has team planning time. And the reason that it's a little bit later is the day is a little bit longer. So after the C block, we hope you'll choose one of the roundtable discussion question and answer sessions, 19 of them to choose from. And we're trying a new thing this year where we're having Facebook Live for your pals back home. We've been sending out notices about this, and we're going to try it in 2 of the RDQs as well as a session or 2. And then after that, you're not done yet, because then there's the poster and networking session that happens in the grand ballroom, where you will see posters from 29 states and 4 different countries. And so you'll be able to interact, and we do have a cash bar and some snacks for you there. When you're looking at the posters, the good thing about having the app is it has all the latest information, so there are some posters that were canceled or changed or moved around. So use the app for all the latest information. We will have some food. Hopefully you've already enjoyed the breakfast. We will have an afternoon cookie break today, and tomorrow with our shortened schedule, we'll have a mid-morning healthy break to get you through to the end tomorrow. Lunch is on your own, but we do have vendors downstairs, and those of you who waited in line too long last year, we've added cashiers, so the lunch will go faster. So you can purchase food right down there. There's plenty of restaurants around here. And again, you have that longer break at lunch for team time. Now remember, set your alarms to get up a little bit earlier tomorrow, because tomorrow we start early and we end earlier. So breakfast is at 7:30, and you want to get down here at 8 o'clock for our fabulous keynote around family and youth engagement. So we're pretty excited about tomorrow morning's keynote. So you want to get yourself to breakfast and get here on time. And then our day will end with our final closing keynote with one of our current co-directors of the National PBIS Center, Rob Horner, at 12:20, and that will be in the grand ballroom across the hall. A quick commercial announcement for the APBS conference coming up in February this year in DC. And mark your calendars already to come back here next year for the 2019 PBIS Forum. And at this point, I'm going to turn this over to Rob Horner, who is going to introduce our keynote speaker this morning, who is Heather George. And so, Rob.